Welcome back to this tutorial on creating an expert system. If you're just joining us, you may wish to look at the previous tutorial. There'll be a link in the comments below that helps you set up the containers that you're going to be required to create the expert system. And so far in the tutorial, what we've actually created is the developer comments. We've also gone through and actually started with the title. We've created some areas for our external JavaScript file and our external CSS file. We've gone through and made some what are called div containers. So within the div container, you can actually see, if I indent this, that we've got one called container. In there is a ID called major title, which is here. And then we then have a question area, which is then created. Inside the question area, you've got the question to ask. So this is where the question for the user will appear. And then it closes the question area. So I'm just going to line those two div tags up. So you can see where it opens and where it closes. You can also see the comment here that actually specifies which area I am closing. As we go down, then I've got a button area. So this is going to be indented to line up with the previous hierarchy. And also I've got an input button. Now this is a fairly long line of code, but as you go through, it actually specifies the type. It has a class, which is called question button. It then has an ID, which is start button. It has a value, which is begin, and then it has an on click, which actually has f question 0 bracket bracket. Now this will be very important. In the previous tutorial, the 0 was inside the brackets as a parameter pass. We want to actually call the function 0, not pass a parameter to the f question. So f is basically designed as function. It just helps us understand what we're coding as we go through. Then we close off the button area, so I will move this in to line up with button area, and then it closes off the container, which needs to line up with container at the top, and then the body tag is closed. So this is the structure we currently have. So now what we'd like to do is create a folder for our scripts. So I'm going to go up and right mouse click and go new folder and type in scripts. Now you could actually do that here, or you can actually do it in Explorer or Finder and create your scripts in here. So at the moment it's just a blank folder, but this is where I would actually put my scripts. Now to place a file in there, you can right mouse click again and go new file, and this is going to be our ES example.js. So when we're creating JavaScript files, we always make them .js. So now with inside the scripts folder, you can now see that file, and what we need to do is place a comment in here. Now once again, we're going to put something like a developer comment in, so we can actually put in here developer comments. Then you can actually put the developer in, or if you want to call it programmer like we did before, it's up to you. And then you can put other details in there, such as the date it was created and things like that. Now I use the 2 forward slashes just to make it more interesting. But some people at the top will just put in 2 forward slash and put JavaScript document. Just so if people come in, they know it's a JavaScript document in the text file. But I'm going to go down and press enter a couple of times and just save that with the command S. What we need to do now is actually get our index.html to link to our JavaScript file. So this is important, and I've got a comment tag in here from previously, and I'm pressing enter. We need to link it relative to the index.html. Because we're on this page, we need to path it down to this ES example. To get there, we need to go through scripts. So to link an external JavaScript file, we've got to open up a tag and put in script. And then we need to give it a source, src, and that's going to be equal to, and this is where the path comes in. So we need to actually put the folder in. So this is scripts, and then we need to go into scripts with a forward slash, and then we can get to the ES example.js, and then we need to close this tag and then close the script tag. So now we have a link to our JavaScript file. So I'm just going to save that. Currently there's nothing happening in our document, but let's go test our index.html. So I'm going to head down to my File Explorer. I'm going to find this in my folder, right mouse click and go open with, and I'm going to go Google Chrome. When it opens, you can see it's got Expert System and the button. But when I click on it, the button doesn't do anything at the moment. So let's head back into the programming environment. In this case, I'm using Atom. You'll notice down the bottom here that on click, we want to run a function called f question 0 bracket bracket. So I'm just going to copy this at the moment to reduce my typing errors. I'm just going to copy this and now go in or back to my JavaScript file. What I need to do is create a function. To do that, we need to go function, and then we need to give the function a name. In this case, I want it to be called f question 0 bracket bracket. Then we need to open up a brace and close that brace. So that's how we declare a function. What I want to do now is get the function to work. So at the moment, I don't know if it works. If I save this and run it, I could click all day and nothing will happen because we haven't got the function doing anything. So let's get it to do something dramatic. Let's change the background color of the document. So let's go document dot body dot style dot background color, and then we're going to make it equal something. So I'm just going to make it a light blue, and then put a semicolon on the end. So when we click on this button, I want the background color of the document to turn a light blue. So I'm going to save this now. I'm going to go back to my Chrome where I loaded the page before, and I'm just going to refresh the page. Now I'm going to click on the begin button, and the background's gone from white to a light blue. This way I know that my HTML document now is linked to my JavaScript document, and I'll be able to go on and create some more code. So I hope you found this tutorial useful on how to link them together and create a new JavaScript file and ensure that your JavaScript file is working correctly. If you found this tutorial useful, give it a like and subscribe to my channel. Also have a look around for other tutorials in this series, and also have a look for other useful JavaScript tutorials on my YouTube site.